The MediaHub is where you will manage your media. In the MediaHub, you can import your media, and you can also change settings such as resolution, bit depth, and specific file metadata of files prior to importing them. You'll also use the MediaHub to export your sequences when it's time to render your work. You can access the MediaHub in several different ways. By going to the File menu, choosing Import, and choosing Files. I can also use the hotkey of Command-I. If I right-click in my media library, I get the option to import also. Or you can go to the tabs at the bottom of the UI and choose MediaHub. You'll notice that the Media panel, which contains our media library, is still visible when you enter the MediaHub. This allows for easy drag and drop of your media, which we will look at in just a second. As we know, the media library is where we store and organize our media and our sequences in the current project. The MediaHub is separated into two different sections. The browser itself along the top, and a series of tabs that allow us to control the media during the import process. The file browser above allows you to access your folders and files located on your system, whether they are local or connected through a network. To browse for your media, you simply double-click on the locations to start navigating through the folder structures just as you would inside the Finder. You'll see the path you are navigating to along the top of the browser as you continue to navigate through your folders. You can also use the path icons to navigate. Once you have entered the folder that contains the media, Smoke will display thumbnails of the media clips. If you want to add bookmarks to save the path that you have navigated to, you can do so by going to the Bookmark drop-down menu and choosing Add Bookmark. Now if I expand this again, you'll see that this path has been saved for easy navigation later. For example, if I hit the Home button, we return back to the MediaHub's default location. Now if I expand my bookmarks once again, I can choose that bookmark and we navigate back to this folder. You have some display options for the browser area. You can enable and disable the folders along the left-hand side, so only the thumbnails will be shown. You also have a gear menu to access different options relevant to the media browser. You can right-click over different areas and access contextual menus depending upon what you are right-clicking on. You also have a search option to locate files based on part or whole name of the files. For example, if I navigate back up to my footage folder, I come down into the search window and I enter a name of a file and I hit the search button, at first you'll notice that it's highlighted in red and it's telling me it could not find that file. If I enable the Scan Subdirectory option, Smoke will now scan through the subfolders and directories and locate the file. You can display your media in a thumbnail view or a list view. Over on the right-hand side, you have a flyout with the different options: viewing just thumbnails, thumbnails with previews, list view, or list with previews. I'll choose list for right now, and now we have several different columns giving me more information about the files in this folder. You can right-click along the top and choose what columns will be displayed and not displayed. You can control the order of any of these columns by just clicking and dragging to the left or the right, and you will reorder the display of the columns. Choosing either thumbnail or list with preview gives you a preview window on the right-hand side. Now when I select any clip, it will be displayed in the preview window. You can close the preview window by choosing the close option or hitting the escape key. Another way to expose the preview window is just double-clicking on any of the thumbnails or the file name in list view. The preview window gives you a tab for clip information and metadata. You have your standard playback controls to navigate and play back your files. You can scrub the clip by clicking and dragging along the bottom of the preview window. You also have the ability to set in and out marks for the file prior to being imported. You can bring the preview window to full screen mode by clicking this button named the full screen button. Now you can preview your clip in the full screen mode. The hotkeys of JKL will play your media forward and backwards and stop. To return back to the standard size preview window, you can click down in the little arrow in the right corner or hit the escape key. Once you are ready to import your file or files, highlight and select the folder in the media library where you want the file to be imported into and choose the import button. The file is then imported into that selected folder. You can also drag and drop your file or files and drop them into a folder in the media library. If you drag and drop a file or files to the word media library, a new library will be created for you waiting for you to name it. That file has now been imported into the new library that you created. A very important part of understanding the import process in Smoke is the Cache Source Media located on the General tab for clip options. Enable this option to create a managed copy of the media in the application storage. This copy is a transcoded version of the original media using the cached media compression format for the transcoded target, which is determined by the project settings. Disable this option, and you will link to the media of the imported clip without transcoding or copying the media. Enabling the cache source media ensures that the application is the sole owner of the media, preventing the media from being modified by an external source. With cache source media disabled, the application decodes the clip on the fly where there is no transcoding. You can always change your mind after importing the clip. You can right-click on any clip in your media library. In the media file, you'll see several different options as to how you want to handle your media, including flush source media cached and cache source media. As mentioned earlier, you can import multiple files by selecting them using your Command and Shift key accordingly and dragging and dropping the multiple files into the designated folder. You can also pick up entire folders and subfolders and drag and drop them into the media library, which then in turn imports the files and creates the folder structure based on the folders that you are drag and dropping. Always be aware of your cache source media option no matter how you're importing your files, depending upon if you want the media to be transcoded or not. Once the files have been imported into your project, you now go back to the Timeline tab and start to create your edit.